Greetings. Welcome to the Developing Dad podcast, where we bring the Bible to bear on culture, education, and the family. I am your host, Michael J. Griffin Jr., and today we have another interesting topic. But before we get started, like, comment, subscribe, help me to build the channel. All right, let's get straight to it. So is this the face of white supremacy? All right, go back and check the video that I did about this group of men pretending to be women, talking about a cultural appropriation. We're about to review this panel again. Let's get to it. All right, here we go.
Avidly anti-Judeo-Christian religions. I think that if the Judeo-Christian religion is true, the Judeo-Christian religions are true, then God is racist, transphobic, homophobic, a dangerous capitalist. And I think that worshiping the Judeo-Christian religion as a black person is probably the strongest way to uphold white supremacy. And it is dangerous. I think Christianity is one of the most dangerous things that's ever happened to the black community. It is extremely detrimental. And every opportunity I get, I use my platform to dismantle. And it's really scary for black people to do that. I get nervous. None of my family will hear this, but this is my truth, and I don't want to perpetuate a system that gave me a lot of sleepless nights.
All right. Well, okay, so we're going to start to deal with the claims. All right, we're going to deal with the claims. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So I had to, because he said a lot in that video. Okay, so we're going to deal with his claims and try to figure out where he's coming from. And first, we got to define terms, because the opening salvo was he's anti-Judeo-Christian religion. Okay, we get it. But if the Bible is true, if Christianity is true, then God is racist, transphobic, homophobic, whatever, right? A huge capitalist. Let's define some terms right here. All right, we're gonna go to phobia. All right, the Greek word underlying term is phobos, meaning fear. And what do we get? What is the definition of phobia? Now, this is my personal definition. I looked at a bunch of other ones and I cobbled this one together. A persistent, exaggerated fear of a person, place, thing, or idea. Persistent, exaggerated fear of a person, place, thing, or idea. So he says that God is phobic. That's one of the things that he said. We're going to deal with the other terms as well. But I have a scripture specifically for that. It's this one. You're going to see it. Here it is. Let's do it. Wait, not that. That's not what we want. We want this one. All right. Yeah. This is from the Scottish Metrical Psalter. My boys and I recite this every weekday morning. He that in heaven sits shall laugh. The Lord shall scorn them all. He that in heaven sits shall the Lord shall scorn them all. God's laughing at you, man. He's not afraid of you. With a snap of his finger, with a thought, with a word, he's holding everything together by the word of his power. You are nothing to him. He holds you in derision. You're shaking your fist at God is like an ant shaking its fist at you. It's even a larger gap. So he's not afraid of you. He's not interested in your thoughts and opinions about what he's afraid of. He fears nothing. Definitely doesn't fear you. So or any homosexual, LGBTQIA, God does not fear any of you. Okay, let's get that out of the way. Then he calls God a racist. All right, this is an anachronism because you're placing something in the past, an idea that did not exist in the past, onto God, who created all races, all mankind, from one man. So to God, there's the human race. He doesn't have the same categories that you have. You've accepted created categories, social Darwinism. You've created the evolutionary Darwinistic categories of race that separate us. There's a really good book, The Forging of Races by Colin Kidd, that I would suggest that you read. He dismantles, in the first couple of chapters, he dismantles the idea of race based on physical features, which is what we perceive as racial differences. Take the time to read that book. This is ridiculous. He is upholding the ideas of a white supremacist. He doesn't even get it. Darwin was a white supremacist. The origin of species and the the promulgation of the favored races. I believe that's not the full title, but you can go look the full title up. But it was about the survival of the favored races. The fact that you're even talking about race. You are a white supremacist. The races were created by a man who wanted to keep you down. That's the idea, because you're not a favored race. The idiocy, the lunacy is palpable in this clip. Yo, let's just keep going. Now, the capitalist thing, I mean, God has, in the law, yes, God is about property rights. How can you say thou shalt not steal if someone doesn't own a thing? Men can own property. Men should be able to gain from the sweat of their brow. If that's what capitalism is. Capitalism, which allows, now wait. All right, so dangerous capitalist, as he sits there slathered in fake hair, makeup, that he didn't have to grind and create any of this makeup, in a dress that he didn't have to sew together, earrings that he's wearing, shoes that he didn't make. I'm 100% certain he didn't make any of the clothes that he's wearing. And all of these things were based on the capitalist system that we have in America. I mean, most of China does most of our factory work, but you know what I'm saying, right? The fact that he was able to buy all this, sitting in those chairs, being recorded on these and placed on the internet in this capitalistic society. Again, just so much wrong with this video. It's, oh man. All right, so let's go. So God is laughing at him. All of these questions. Okay. And then his claim that Christianity is white supremacy. Let me do this real quick. I'm gonna do this real quick. All right. Let's go to the word again. Let's go to the word. Acts 8, starting at verse 26. Now an angel of the Lord said to Philip, "Rise and go to the south, to the road that goes down from Jerusalem to Gaza. This is a desert place." And he rose and went. And there was an Ethiopian, a eunuch, a court official of Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who was in charge of all of her treasure. He had come to Jerusalem to worship and was returning, seated in his chariot, and he was reading the prophet Isaiah. And the Spirit said to Philip, "Go over and join this chariot." So Philip ran to him and heard him reading Isaiah the prophet and asked, "Do you understand what you are reading?" And he said, "How can I unless someone guides me?" And he invited Philip to come up and sit with him. Now the passage of scripture that he was reading was this: "Like a sheep he was led to the slaughter, and like a lamb before its shearers is silent, so he opens not his mouth. In his humiliation justice was denied him, and who can describe his generation? For his life is taken away from the earth." Now let's keep going. We're going to go to this part here, verse 36. And as they were going along the road, they came to some water, and the eunuch said, "See, here is water. What prevents me from being baptized?" Right? And you see in verse 38, Philip baptizes him. Okay? And then Philip is gone. All right. Now this is why I said that. All right. Y'all help me with the geography lesson. All right. All right, here it is. All right. Help me to understand, because Ethiopia is in Africa, right? And black people come from Africa, right? This is shortly after Jesus ascended. This is not too long after. Not long at all. Acts chapter 8 ain't that long after Acts chapter 1, where Jesus ascended. I'm just saying. So how can this is well before Christianity spread to Europe. I'm just saying. I don't know. Y'all help me. Help me, y'all. Help me. This is why the Lord sits in the heavens and yeah. I don't know. Y'all help me. Help me though. So Christianity was in Africa well before it was in Europe. So how is Christianity upholding white supremacy? I don't get that. The Coptic Church in Ethiopia traces its roots back to this eunuch. And it's the oldest surviving Christian church outside of the ones that are like probably in the Mediterranean area. But again, it's upholding white supremacy. All right. So we're going to talk about this idea that he thinks that, oh, he uses his platform, et cetera, and that the Christian church did him things. And but this is what I want. He said that Christianity is the worst thing that ever happened to black people. You mean the Christianity that helped us survive Jim Crow, intense physical persecution, slavery, and through the midst of all, in the midst of all of that, we held intact families more than our counterparts. We increased our ability to read, our literacy rate after antebellum, or after the Civil War. Our literacy rates went up faster than any group in history. Why? Because we wanted to read the Bible. That was the reason why. We built strong families. Again, endured persecution, Jim Crow, segregation, all of these things because of our strong faith in God. And now our faith in God is eroding, and we have you. See, we didn't have this. Now think about this. This person is upholding white supremacy in a greater way than Christianity ever could. Any black person worshiping Jesus could, because Jesus wasn't white, isn't white. Look at the hair. Is that naturally black hair? That's not naturally black hair. Look at that makeup. Is that naturally black? Meaning like the type of makeup that you would see on a natural black woman from Africa. The dress style. All of these are white, quote unquote. That hairstyle is not natural to black women without chemically altering it. Not the black woman that has that. No, it's not natural. Lip color, all of that stuff is, you're perpetuating the fact that white is right, white is better. Like, I'm just saying, I'm just pointing some things out. And let's look at this. Well, why would the white supremacist be afraid of you? In actuality, they're coming after us, black men, black Christian men who are not willing to go along with the narrative of becoming emasculated like you. It's easy to control emasculated men. You are no threat. I'm a threat. I'm a threat because I'm raising my children to do what's right and good, and in a two-parent home, and I'm following Jesus. I'm the threat, not you. You have the platform. They're giving you a platform. They want black men in drag. They want to perpetuate this emasculated stereotype. You'd never see me on a platform like yours, because I'm a Christian, because Christianity is doing something in my house that is not doing it. You are a clown. Like, people, white people are not afraid of you. There's nothing to fear about you. And then he says that the church hurt him. Well, yeah, you have deviant desires, so you're not going to be affirmed. And you see that most black churches are still socially conservative. They're not going to tolerate this. Now they're getting worse now. But I just wanted to point some of this stuff out. The irony is thick, y'all. It's thick. The delusion is thick, right? I'm gonna go here, right? Right? The delusion is strong with this one, right? That's what we're getting. That's what we're getting here. We're getting delusion, strong delusion. This is crazy. We gotta look. I'm gonna go ahead on. I'm just let it go. I'm gonna let it go. Be good, right? Till next time, be on the alert. Stand firm in the faith. Act like men. Be strong. See y'all around. Bye.